Hey guys, one Terms Reviews and Opinions, and today I'm talking about why you should not buy the new RTX graphics cards for a minimum of 1 year after launch date. And I'm just going to say this, I've said it in my other two RTX card videos, but I'm just going to build up on it and explain it deeper, give more reasons as to why. One reason is simply the cards are they're crap. They're crap for the first year. I mean, they're good. They always outshine the last generation. But you look at the glitches, the bugs, everything that firmware updates have to fix in the first year is not worth it. If you remember the Xbox One X launch, people were having problems out the wazoo. If you remember the One S launch, people were having problems out the wazoo. I bought my Xbox One S 1 year after. It was a year and a month after launch, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, it was launched in November, and I bought mine in December. But after launch, I bought mine about a year. I spent about 35-40 minutes just downloading 2 gigs worth of updates. 2 gigs worth of system updates on startup. This is startup, not anything else. Startup. Setting it up, everything. About 35-40 minutes setting up on about a 10 megabit connection. I have had little to no problems since day one of me owning that console. And I bought it after. A year after it was launched. Minimum. 0 problems. Little to no. 0 or little to no problems. I mean, every now and then I get a lag spike, but that's just common with games. I mean, it's just common, especially down here in the South, in Texas. Where I live in Texas, we get the Gulf moisture that stalls out for about 9-10 months out of the year, and it messes up our electronics really bad. Unless you have a water-cooled system down here, don't expect a lot of good performance out of your system. I mean, phones, consoles, computers. I mean, just anything, even your TV slows down in the summertime around here because it's just so freaking hot. I mean, we average about 80 to 100 degree days for about 3-4 months out of the year, maybe 5 to push into about 5 months. We get about 8 to 9 degree weather. The rest of the year we sit about 60 to 80, and then we get about 2 months of just pure cold, and then the rest is just we get the Gulf moisture. And that makes those 80, 90 degree days feel like, if it's like an 80 degree day, it's like it feels like it's 9 degrees outside just because of the humidity. And the humidity around here is so high that it just slows everything down. Technology requires the more cold, the better. Now, if you get too cold, it's not going to run right because it's just going to slow the electronics down because it just does something if it's too cold. Like there's something wrong. But I don't remember why I got off on that topic. But slower, but it's just the cards are not as good. I mean, everything slows down. I mean, just 1 year after, you look at like people who buy or have pre-ordered the card, they have spent daily, if not weekly or monthly, receiving firmware updates for the same card. Maximum 2 months without an update. 2 months without a single update on the same card before the first year is up. Why? Because there's a bug they have found and a glitch that they have found that can be disastrous to the card. And that has been reported on the internet by not only reviewers like myself, but just everyday people who have bought the card. Like, if I went out and bought the card and if I didn't run this YouTube channel, I'd post if I had a glitch. I'd post it on the I'd even make a YouTube video on it and post it on my channel, and that'd be like the only video I've ever posted. Like the first video I've ever posted. And I would not sound as confident or as used to making YouTube videos as I do now. If you look back on my videos, I've always sounded confident and stuff. Now, if I made that video on the card being bad or having this glitch in the card, I wouldn't even know what I was going to do if I was going to make that video for the card. I wouldn't know what I was doing. I would know zilch on how to make this. But since I've been doing it for a while, I know some of what I need to do to make this video work. I know what I need to do to get it to work right and all that. But with that being said, just take the advice of someone who's who's always bought a minimum a year after release. I mean, I have, and you've seen on this channel, an old Logitech G930 headset. I'm not using it anymore because it's not working properly anymore. I mean, the power button don't work on it anymore. But I bought that, and then like a month or two later, the Logitech gaming software no longer supported the headset. The software used to run it no longer supported it. It no longer supported the headset. So why is that? Well, that's a different video, but just take it from someone who's never pre-ordered. I don't think I've ever pre-ordered was Sonic Forces, and that was a drop. I've bought 6 to 8 months after release. My Nintendo Switch was 6 to 8 months after, it was like 6 to 8 months after release. I had bought my Nintendo Switch. I bought it online for like $360, and that was a year ago. And that was cheap online a year ago. You can even find them in a brick and mortar store in America. You can now find them with like 1 or 2 boxes there for security reasons. Just for security reasons, they've got like 1 or 2 boxes of like the gray Joy-Cons and the red and blue Joy-Cons on the shelf. It's just 1 or 2 of each color for security reasons, so people don't walk out the store with them. That's the only reason. I mean, I even went over to a Target and I found some. I went to a Walmart. Don't know why. I went over to Walmart to buy a game or look at something for. Or did I go? I went for something over at Walmart. Don't remember what for, but I went over to Walmart for something. And this was about January, maybe February-ish, in that region. And I had seen a red and blue Joy-Con Nintendo Switch behind the glass glass doors. I had seen a red and blue Joy-Con Nintendo Switch. I'm like, okay, so it's starting to be found in stores. But I didn't see one in like Best Buy or Target. Of course, the Target in my area was closed because we had flooding in our area. It's called Hurricane Harvey for a reason. But it was closed until recently, about a month or two ago. So I couldn't look at there to see if they had them. But Best Buy, January, they started having them. Like 1 on the shelf of each color. Like minimum 1 on the shelf. That's how fast they were still coming off the shelves. A year after, you could find them on shelves, and because now everyone's got one. Just about everyone's got one. They're starting to slow down the sales. The sales are starting to slow down. I mean, I know a friend of mine who wants one but doesn't have one. It's not because he doesn't have the money, or and it's just that he really can't find one. Just don't go to GameStop to get a Nintendo Switch. But that's why you don't pre-order or buy them for a year afterwards, because 90% of the glitches are gone. 80 to 90% of the glitches that come with like the cards and stuff, especially for the pre-orders. The pre-orders get like the old cards like that have been around for like 2 or 3 months because they had to get made, and so they've been sitting around for 2 or 3 months, and they had to have some for like especially for the RTX cards for GamesCon, whatever they called it this year. Whatever they called it, I forget what it's called now. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I think it was GamesCon, but they had to have some for the convention this week, for the gaming convention this week. Which is where they debuted. They did their keynote on the card this year. So, and like, let's say you get a pre-order one, and then you make a video saying you can't do any more than 30 FPS at 1080p on the card you pre-ordered. If you were to wait a year and buy the newer cards they've made, or at least the ones that have been around like 10 months, that were made like 10 months afterwards, you could probably do 1080p at 60 FPS, 4K at 30-ish, with real-time ray tracing on. And that's with the RTX on, not off, on. You can probably do like 60 frames at 1080p, 30 at 4K, and if you wait like another 6 months after you buy one year after, you can probably do 4K at 60 frames without overclocking. Like 0 overclocking at all. Zilch, not overclocking if you wait a year or 2. And all it would be just like a firmware update you would get, saying 4K 60 FPS. That's all you really need. I mean, I think the Xbox One X is starting to get its 4K 60 FPS update. soon. If not, it's already got it. But if you wait a year, most of the glitches, most of the bugs, and better performance come out of these cards. And I'm talking like your MSI, your PNY, like your third-party cards, third-party NVIDIA RTX cards. I'm talking about the NVIDIA cards that come with that NVIDIA themselves make and sell. I'm talking about the ones that they themselves make, sell, not the MSIs, the EVGAs, the PNYs, the whatever company you bought yours from that's not NVIDIA. I'm talking about first-party NVIDIA cards. The first party. The third parties actually have like better cooling and stuff, but I'm not gonna get into all that. But like your first-party NVIDIA cards, and the third parties run a little bit on it, but the architecture is just about the same. If not, the firmware updates are just exactly the same. I mean, just releases through a different company, through a different system. That's all it does. But you have better performance, better cooling as well, because the firmware tells it that it actually needs to cool better at when you're doing this, not this, or when it's not as cooling well here as it should be. It fixes that. I mean, firmware updates fix a lot of stuff when it comes to these cards. So don't buy one for like a year minimum if you're smart, or especially you like me if you don't have the money. Don't buy one for like a year, especially minimum a year, because these RTX 20s, the RTX cards are crazy expensive. I mean, $700 for the 2080, and then you go to like $1,000 for the Ti, and then you're looking at about $500 for the 2070. I don't want to know the prices for the others. I just know you can't even get like a 1080 right now for less than $700. Like the Ti for like, no, the Ti you can get for about $600 right now actually. But that's not new. That's like resale. No, resale's like $500. But I'm gonna stop here before I keep going off track too many times. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. If you didn't hit the like button, tell me why down in the comments below. I'm always constructive criticism. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you always know when I upload, because I never know I'm gonna be recording. So thanks for watching, and bye.